No, I listen to it all the time. I tell all my friends to smack it raw.
Following podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the host are not necessarily those of the host. Listener discretion is advised. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Smackin' Raw podcast episode 224. I am your host, the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden, Matt Ritter. And as you see, I am here with, I guess, the new Pornhub Poppy at this point.
Hey.
Miss Katie Kinsey Bebe, host of the She Leech Showcase, Inside the Mind of, and In the Crowd, which now officially has 2 episodes out that you guys can go check out. The old Daddy Delgado is apparently currently getting cigarettes right now and may FaceTime in or Zoom in from the actual place that you get cigarettes from at some point during the show. That is left up to interpretation. And I had a guest planned. Unfortunately, things didn't work out and we rescheduled for the first episode of next year. But if I can't have someone new on for you guys, why not finish out the year with the 2 people that are technically my co-hosts and have held it down for me the most this year, as this is the last official weekly recap from the Smackin' Raw podcast for 2021. There will be an episode next week, but it is going to be a year in review super show featuring Miss Katie Kinsey Bebe, the Pornhub Poppy if he comes home from getting cigarettes, Young Kings Wrestling's Reek and TC, and Justin from the Get Show podcast if everyone makes it and shows up. So you guys can look forward to that next week. We're going to talk about all the things that we spit and swallowed, our biggest spits and swallows from 2021, favorite pay-per-views, favorite overall show of the year, and just being ourselves and here to entertain you, because that's what the fuck we do. Katie, how are you after I made that really long intro?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Been a good day, a good mood. You literally hit me up today. You're like, "Do you want to be on?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, I want to be on." I'm never gonna tell you no.
To be fair, I did talk to you about Vince not being available and about you filling in for him. I'm pretty sure this week as well, but I wanted to make sure I double checked with you. Because I don't think I officially asked. I think I assumed, but did mention that I was probably gonna need you this week and next week, because I like to have an anchor with guests. So like last week we did Down for the Count.
Yeah.
And they're awesome, but I also like to have one of my 2 co-hosts here with me. And since Vince isn't available, you're always there when I need you. And same thing this week. I had a guest. So I wanted you there because I like having more people to play off of, which is why we got 6 fucking people on next week, which might be a little crazy, but we'll see.
Oh, I can't wait. It's gonna be so fun. Clusterfuck 3.0?
Maybe.
Probably.
Jack Evans, it was apparently on Twitter. Now, mind you, I only bring this up because fuck TH2, and I find it kind of funny because I'm pretty sure they're on drugs based on their whole gimmick. So the fact that he like went onto Twitter to try and say, listen, I'm in Mexico City and they're trying to frame me for drug charges, I didn't do it, I found absolutely fucking hilarious, because I'm like, I don't believe you for a second. And if you are getting your salad tossed in a Mexico City prison right now, that's gotta suck. But I'm not 100% sure you didn't have drugs on you.
Probably did. And people in the comments were like, Tony Khan can't bail you out. And everyone's like, what the fuck is Tony Khan gonna do?
Yeah, why is that Tony Khan's responsibility?
Like, Tony Khan's not sitting in a Mexican jail. Jack
Tony
Evans
Khan,
is.
Tony Khan, he's gonna call Mexico. Hey, you have one of my wrestlers and you're framing him for drug charges. Can you please let him go? And how much will it cost? Like, you're on your own, bro. Maybe
don't smuggle drugs into Mexico.
There you go. Keep that prison pocket empty when you cross the border. Jesus Christ, Jack Evans. Speaking of what?
I said off to a great start.
Off to a great start. Jade Cargill got ran off Twitter because Twitter fucking sucks. She decided to talk about how Black wrestlers and Black women specifically are underappreciated in wrestling, and everyone had a shit fit and she got sick of dealing with them. So she said, fuck it, and bounced. Shame on you all. It is, listen, we come on here every week, and I saved it for this portion, and ask you to go support Young Kings Wrestling. Their Black Lives Matter t-shirts, which are the NWO style t-shirts. And we talk about Black Lives Matter. And while Black Lives Matter specifically does kind of deal with the racial injustice that happens in America and police brutality towards African Americans and things like that, it doesn't necessarily mean that that is the only focus of why we talk to you about this, because there is inequality and underappreciation of Black wrestlers in wrestling. And it's another reason why we do this show and we highlight the wrestlers that we enjoy and try and give them their due, because they don't necessarily always get it on TV or from the companies that they work for or from you people on Twitter. Yep. And there's nothing wrong with people using their voice to come out and talk about the fact that they either feel underappreciated or they feel like their race is underutilized and underappreciated. When there's a historic, I mean, look at how long it took for us to have Black WWE champions, actual WWE champions, not world heavyweight champions, which was the secondary title, actual WWE champions. You had The Rock.
Yep.
And then Kofi. Right. And then finally Bobby Lashley and Big E and so on and so forth. But that was it. And a lot of people will tell you that The Rock doesn't consider himself Black. The Samoan thing, blah, blah, blah. However, The Rock was a Black WWE champion, but he was one of the only ones. I mean, Ron Simmons won the WCW World Heavyweight title way back fucking when. And then we didn't see another Black WCW champion until fucking Booker T.
It's crazy.
It's a fact. There are talented Black wrestlers out there who are underutilized, who are underappreciated for the work that they put in. And there's nothing wrong with her speaking about that if that is how she feels. But as I said, along with that, Black lives do matter. We believe so. And we think you guys should support Young Kings Wrestling. My pin tweet at MattRidders on Twitter has a link to get the black and pink, which is also for breast cancer. So if you want to still support that, you can do that. But you can also change that and get the black and white version. That money goes to a fund, and that fund is distributed directly by TC into GoFundMe's and other things to get the money in the hands of the people who are actually affected. It is not used by the corporation. It is not affiliated with the corporation. There will be no twerk videos made with this. I guarantee you, your money is going where it needs to go. So if you feel the way we do, please do go get one of those shirts and support them. Also, shout out to JJ, who hit me up today and said she got a Smackin' Raw shirt. Not a lot of people buying those Smackin' Raw shirts, even though I think they're fucking dope. Katie's got one. I've got one. JJ's got one. So JJ, thank you. We love you. I appreciate it. And I will harass Travis this weekend on his birthday about getting the store changed so you can get your tote as well, since you still have never gotten it. And he just forgot. I think he forgot we do Return to Wrestling, because he hasn't said shit to me about that either. So
oh my God.
that's a thing. But
he said December hit, I'm not doing any more shows.
Yeah, pretty much.
Year's over.
WWE NIL. What does NIL stand for again?
Next in line. Next in line.
So basically what this is WWE is hiring stars, collegiate athletes, to be the next WWE superstars. And there was a lot of discourse on Twitter about it. You guys talked about it on your show, and Savannah was not happy about how this kind of leads people to believe that WWE is no longer, and they've kind of come out and said this, hiring from the independent scene, that they want to focus on these stars. Yeah. This is nothing new. This is just a rebranding of a program. You guys listed them down. Kyle listed them down in your chat on Twitch. But The Rock, Mark Henry, Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, not Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair. The list goes on and on and on. WWE has pulled from colleges. JR used to love recruiting people who had collegiate athletic backgrounds to be wrestlers. That's where he went and looked. Yeah, so this is nothing new. This does not necessarily, I understand the idea that, it sucks that these indie stars are working their ass off and blah, blah, blah. It comes and goes in waves. that's all there is to it. Right now, WWE is on this kick, and they will come back around to the independent star kick. Like,
yeah,
it ebbs and flows. So,
and WWE is not the only end all be all anymore. Like, you have Impact, New Japan, AEW.
Impact,
Okay.
AEW, MLW, and then Fantasyland. I agree.
I was gonna say, you don't think New Japan's real?
AAA, you can go to AAA. Like, you can work the indies.
Listen, I know you don't think New Japan's real, but it is cool that they're including Stardom, which is like the female like Yoshi wrestlers in Wrestle Kingdom this year. I saw that.
Look at that. Only took
Women.
them what is this, like 17 Wrestle Kingdoms?
That's not my show. I don't know.
Okay.
Where's Warden? Where's Savannah?
All right, I'm gonna touch on this real quick. Jeff Hardy was released. There's a lot of things being said about Jeff Hardy as to why he was released. Everyone knows I am not the biggest fan of the character of Jeff Hardy, the in-ring stylings of Jeff Hardy. That does not, however, mean that I want to see anything bad happen to this man in his personal life, or that I have an issue with the person that Jeff Hardy is. If the rumors are true, because his wife did come out with a statement saying that Jeff is fine, they are fine, so on and so forth. But if the rumors are true, and there is something wrong with Jeff, he has relapsed, blah, 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 blah. You know, I personally hope that as a father and a husband, he seeks the help that he needs and he sees fit, because it was reported that WWE reached out and offered to put him in rehab and he declined. That does not mean he's not seeking help. That just means that the offer from WWE is not the help he's looking to seek. So on a personal level, on a human to human level, I hope the best for Jeff Hardy, that if there is a problem, he is able to recover, so on and so forth. I did make a joke on Young Kings Wrestling about this situation that was geared towards the character Jeff Hardy and my feelings towards him and what I do here, not about the man. If it is, and this was before he was released. So, it was before he was released.
Yeah, that was during we just Reek told us about the live event incident.
So if there is seriously something wrong, I personally do, and I know you guys talked about it, you said the same thing. Hope that Jeff Hardy seeks the help that he needs and he does get better. I'm not going to say anything negative about that man. And shame on all of you for going out and saying these things about him. It is not your life. It is not your family. It is not anything that you need to concern yourself with. If you have nothing nice to say,
don't say nothing at all
about the person. Characters, completely different story. This is real life shit. This is not WWE storyline stuff. So, and then last but not least, and this was brought to our attention by Daddy Delgado, who's not here to fucking discuss it, but porn star Adriana Chechik compared porn to wrestling. And then also, after a little back and forth discourse, because I believe Get Yo Podcast posted it, and then Vince said, who doesn't know who Adriana Chechik is? And then she said, hey, or liked the comment or whatever. So I've got Vince working on getting her on the show because she's at least vaguely familiar with what wrestling is. I read it. She talked about how literally her body is taking a beating. Her back, her spine. I think she even said her brain stem came loose at one point from getting pounded so hard. It is a dangerous, dangerous business. I guess CTE is a thing in porn. So that was where the comparison came from, is just like in wrestling, when you come out and you do it every day, your body takes a beating. 9 times out of 10, unless you're in the ring with that fucking idiot who likes to, have people grab his dick, it's not involved from thrusting or penises. But what really is the difference between doggy style and a German suplex other than penetration?
I don't even want to say.
I'm just saying.
I love this show.
That's what we're here for. Katie, where do you want to start? Because I have got so much to be angry about this week. Dynamite, Rampage, or the 3 shows that featured that piece of fucking shit character, Matt Riddle.
I mean, to be fair, he's like kind of a piece of shit person too, but that's not here or there.
But again, we're not attacking. I attack the character of the drug addict from Jersey, Mr. Meth. And I attack the California stoner gimmick of Matt Riddle that I see on my TV every week.
Yeah.
Because if I come out and say, if you've got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all, and then I spend the whole show saying nothing nice, I'm a fucking hypocrite. So
true. Let's just I don't know if I want you to be mad in the beginning.
Honestly, the only show that you can really talk about where I won't be mad is Dynamite. Because every other show is going to have something that I'm mad about. And Dynamite announced the thing that I'm mad about on Rampage. So, like,
fuck.
I'm just going to be mad at the whole week. Like, the whole week.
You really are. You know what? Fuck it. Let's go chronological. We'll start with Monday. We'll end with today.
All right. So, we kick off Monday Night Raw with a cage match. Big E defeats Kevin Owens in a cage match. You got Seth, KO, and Big E doing pre-match promos, hyping up the cage match. Seth comes out during the match as it looks like Kevin and Big E are both going to escape, and he slams the door in both of their faces. After the match, after Big E wins, Seth jumps Big E, and then they raise the cage. He goes in and he attacks KO as well. Big E ends up making a comeback, takes out Seth, and then for shits and giggles, drops Kevin Owens too, who was already out, who wasn't even getting up, who posed no threat, but it's like, you know what, fuck you, white boy, and dropped him too. And I get it. Like, Kevin started a bunch of shit. He was there. Why the fuck not? Just make sure. And then, out of fucking nowhere, Bobby Lashley comes out and fucks everybody up during a commercial break. Why did you save that for the commercial break?
Terrible.
And now everyone's like, oh, fuck, maybe a fatal four-way wouldn't be such a bad idea.
Literally what I tweeted.
Bobby Lashley versus Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins versus your WWE champion Big E at day one-ish, because that's what we're calling it, for the WWE title. I'm for it. Listen, I love me some Bobby Lashley. We will talk about it more next week when we get into our year-round shit, but he had a great year. Why not kick 2022 off with one of the best champions of 2021?
Honestly.
Zelina defeated Nikki Ash. I don't know why I did all that. That should have been safer swallows. What do you let me do here?
Listen, I'm just here.
RK Bro, in the first of 3 appearances of Matt Riddle, do an interview, and it's 5 minutes of fucking Riddle convincing Randy to wear a blazer and lying to him about what the people want and blah, 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 blah. Because apparently Raw's idea was, we'll have Matt Riddle and Randy Orton be fucking correspondents who sit at ringside and do commentary in blazers, and it'll be hilarious. And it fucking wasn't. It really wasn't. They had the RK Bro Invitational Tag Tournament, which was literally 2 fucking matches to decide who was going to face each other to face RK Bro for the titles at day one. Rhea tries to cheer up Nikki after her loss to Zelina, and then a fan shows up and she's like, hey, can I get your autograph? And Nikki's like, yeah. And she's like, no, not you, the pervert behind you. And boom, Jerry the King Lawler is there, Blue Chew in pocket, ready to go, signs the autograph. Nikki, very upset, says fuck it and bails. And Rhea's just like, the fuck, you couldn't have just got her autograph too? Like, why are you doing this to me? AJ and almost lose to the Street Profits in the first match of the Trash Ash Invitational by count out. Then it looks like almost sick of AJ's shit and just bails on him. Like, he's like, listen, fuck you and your little fucking tiny mom hair, fucking soccer mom bullshit. Peace. Yeah, I got there. Riddle provokes AJ in a post-match interview. Why are you there? Like, this man, presumably his only friend on Monday Night Raw, just walked out on him, and now you're here. So how do you feel about that? Like, fuck you. That's not what this is about. Why are you in the ring? I hate you so much. And then Randy, thank God, gets sick of Riddle's shit, says, listen, you do this tonight, peace the fuck out. And I am hoping so bad that they lose the tag titles at day one, and I finally get to see Randy kick his fucking head in. Like, I need a punt to end all punts.
I'm down.
Punt the cunt.
I knew that was coming.
We got a Becky interview. She says that Liv is the latest bandwagon that everyone's jumping on. and that she can't hang mentally or physically with Becky. We got the open challenge from Priest. He wrestles Robert Roode and wins, and then Dolph Ziggler takes him out after the match because apparently tag teams versus mid-card champions is a thing now. If it's not the mid-card champion in a feud for the tag team titles, it's a tag team in a feud with the mid-card champion, because apparently we fucking fired everyone, so this is all we got, guys. Talk about that next week too. Bianca defeats Doudrop by countout. Second match that ended by countout tonight. Doudrop bum rushes Bianca during her entrance, and then at some point realized she couldn't hang with Bianca because she couldn't, and said fuck it and walked out. Hey, I'm not gonna lose. Peace. I get it. Vince continues to groom Austin Theory backstage, stroking his inner thigh as he speaks to him, and Theory's just not getting it. Like, he's not understanding what Vince wants. So Vince fucks with him. He's like, listen, you're gonna have a match tonight. Did you expect that? He goes, no, but I'm ready. And then Vince cancels the match, and he's like, ha, I canceled your match. Did you expect that? No, but it's cool. And just kept going. Vince wants him to expect the unexpected. The only way that's going to happen is if Vince slips a pinky right up that prison pocket and makes sure, TSA style, he is not hoarding any drugs like Jack Evans. Vince also wants Austin to give him head. I mean, use his head. He wants him to use his head, not give him head. Vince wants Austin to use his head. I'm not sure for what, possibly to give him head. Then we got Miz TV featuring Edge. Edge says he meant all the nice things he said about the Miz last week. The Miz says Edge is mentally weak at this point. Miz has been holding on to issues from 2006, apparently, about the way he was treated and how Edge wasn't a nice guy to him when Big Show kicked him out of the locker room for eating chicken. Then Miz is an ass and he's his own worst enemy. Miz challenges Edge at day one. Edge is like, yeah, that's cool, but I'm not doing anything tonight. You want to fucking fight tonight? And Miz is like, I'm the Miz. Of course I don't want to fight tonight. Peace out. And then Edge puts Miz on his ass with a flinch. He just jumps at him, and Miz drops like the bitch that he is. Ray and Dom defeat Alpha Academy. So now the invitational is the Street Profits, babyface team, versus Ray and Dom, babyface team. And the winner of that faces RK Bro. Who knows what the fuck they are? But best part of the night, my biggest swallow, the only thing that really saved Monday Night Raw for me, after the match, Otis says fuck you and drops Matt Riddle. And it was fantastic. I am back on the Otis train. Thank you, Otis, for putting that bitch on his ass. Oh, it felt so good. Oh, it was a great way to go off. And then they fuck it up on NXT and SmackDown. We're going to talk about that. Finn defeats T-Bar. No shit. And then Theory comes out and drops Finn to prove to Vince McMahon that he doesn't need to pinky up his ass, that he's understanding. I don't know. We got some 24/7 nonsense. Basically, none of the dudes want to fight Dana because they're not equal opportunists like Joe and Gacy. And then Tamina comes in like, fuck it. If you guys aren't going to do it, I'm going to do it. And Reggie cock blocks Tamina.
I don't know why. Like,
I don't understand it.
Nothing makes sense.
MVP explains that Bobby brought the consequences for the disrespect that he received. How dare you motherfuckers talk about title shots and not mention the former almighty WWE champion? How do you guys think that you can just step in line without going through Bobby? We're not having this shit, and disrespect is getting handled. And I'm all for that shit. And then in our main event, Becky Lynch defeats Liv Morgan by grabbing the bottom rope and holding on to it to secure the pin. If this does not lead to a rematch at day one, why the fuck did we even bother doing this?
It needs to. Like, you didn't. It's like this. It's like the Survivor Series bullshit. We didn't sit through 4 hours of you giving us Rock highlights.
You are so hung up on that.
I'm still pissed. Listen, I have a good comparison though. It's like the same thing. Dwayne didn't show up. Still mad. You did all of this shit for Liv. You did like the video package and like the message from her mom and stuff like that. And then you have her lose. you need to have this fucking rematch at day one. And honestly, fuck Becky. Take the belt off of her. Like, I'm done.
I'm with you on that. You got one more chance, WWE. I'm gonna give you till day one to make this match and get Liv over and put the belt on her. After that, done with you. I'm not done with WWE. Never gonna watch again. Oh, look at here, just in time. Maybe we'll see if he actually joins in. But I accept. Oh, this of getting cigarettes right now before he comes home.
Of course, he gets a customer. I cannot.
This is going to be the most unprofessional podcast I will ever do.
That's not true.
That is not true.
I've watched Spitter Swallow. Anyway,
well then,
that's amazing.
Jeez.
We're doing speaking of Spitter Swallows, which is why I said that. We are doing Spitter Swallows for Monday Night Raw. You got anything that you're swallowing from Monday Night Raw?
I can't remember exactly everything off the top of my head that happened on Raw. Like,
well, if you showed up on time, you would have got an awesome fucking recap, but you didn't. I'm swallowing Otis whooping Matt Riddle's ass post match. That is my biggest swallow.
Your biggest swallow.
Shout out to Otis for fucking up that bitch Matt Riddle.
I mean, mine is Jesus Christ, Lashley being involved in the title picture again. I'm ignoring that, by the way. All of that.
I've got questions.
I literally hate him.
I do too.
But no, cage match slapped. I think when I go to the live event on the 28th, I'm getting Evers Lashley, and I'm so fucking excited.
That'll be awesome.
So great.
I'm also gonna swallow. Yeah, that cage match. I don't know. Like, I enjoyed Bianca Doudrop until Doudrop just walked out. I don't know if it's really swallow worthy. Miz TV was good with Edge. Yeah. I'll swallow that. I'll give him that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, I think the cage match. I agree with you. The cage match.
What is with this please stand by screen that you have, sir?
I set that up specifically because I was just dicking around on my phone, and I love that picture of you. I love to use that, and I told Katie that I might just use that if I like for the show going forward. And
you said you would use it, not like make it a big production like you did.
Well, I found the background like graphic on my the photo editing app that I use for the thumbnails. So I'm like, oh, this shit is going to be hilarious. Let me put a please stand by type of thing. So that's what I ended up doing. So I thought it'd be like a nice little funny thing for the visual watchers on YouTube.
That is why I said what I said about Spitter Swallow, because how dare you disgrace me like that, sir?
It's paying homage to like a great coworker and host, you know?
I'm going to whoop Justin's ass for fucking saving that and making that a thing.
Well, that's not the one he saved. He has a different one that says "fuck them kids." I have one of you just like from when we were recording an episode, and I just screen grabbed it.
That's fucked up.
I'm also going to swallow MVP and Bobby Lashley and their explanation of Lashley's actions. What are we spitting from Monday Night Raw?
Jerry the King Lawler.
Jerry the King Lawler being in Tennessee.
Being on my fucking screen. I don't care. Get him off. We're done. Go away.
It was very awkward too. Like he didn't knew who Nikki Cross was.
Well, it's because he's an old ass man and she doesn't look like Tori Wilson, so he doesn't care.
I bet he knew who Rhea Ripley was. I bet he's
as all he over fucking her thirst should.
All over her thirst posts. I'm gonna spit RK Bro being on my fucking TV all fucking night.
I'm spitting the bro part of that. We fucks with Randy because Randy doesn't want this. Listen, he doesn't even want to do this anymore. You can just tell.
He agreed to this. He could have just kicked this man in the nutsack from the get-go and dropped him. He agreed to this. He became a part of this. He helped this man win a championship. And he is the reason we have to deal with this.
I just know Randy is like regretting this now. He said, I really agreed to do this. But hopefully, like you said, at day 1-ish, we're done with this bullshit and Randy just punts him like old school. What was that, like 2006 when he started punting people? That was prime Randy. Bring back
I need the McFoley punt where he punted him and then he fell down 3 flights of stairs. That's what I need.
I forgot about that. That was like the beginning. That was the beginning of the Legend Killer.
Yeah. I need a riddle killer.
Oh, okay. I like that.
I'm also spitting, like, it wasn't a bad match, but the fact that T-Bar is still T-Bar.
Yes, I just threw my headphone. Like, after Damien Priest beat the shit out of him, why is he still T-Bar and not Dijak? I'm mad. Because if you take that stupid fucking face paint off him and you call him Dijak and you let him go, he's fantastic in the ring. And he doesn't get to show it.
Nope.
Stupid. And Finn Balor's Finn Balor.
With that fucking moose knuckle,
that is not the reason.
Right.
Finn Balor's talented as fuck.
With 40 abs and a huge moose knuckle. I agree.
I mean, as he should. Like,
overall, Monday Night Raw, spit or swallow.
I had one more spit.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's your last spit?
Vince grooming Austin Theory.
No. Listen, I am telling you.
I'm not grooming Austin Theory.
Shut up.
When this ends with Vince's pinky knuckle deep inside Austin Theory.
No.
Is that what you want out of this, man? Is that
100%? Yes. I need, actually, you know what? I need Vince elbow deep in Theory like he's a fucking puppet.
You're fucking
like
terrible.
Like the Vince puppet in the Firefly Funhouse.
You need to be stumped. No, I don't like grooming. And I wonder how many times we can say grooming.
I know Reek loves the term grooming. It's his favorite term.
He loves that term. But like, no, I don't like, it's weird. I don't know. I don't like it.
Reek, do you see any similarities between your life and this segment that we've been watching? Out of curiosity.
Wait,
no,
me?
Reek. No, Reek. Is your name Reek?
Wait, Reek is here?
No, but are you a sexy ball black? He's gonna listen. He'll respond to me. He listens to the show.
No, because that's what confused me.
Did you think that when you put the Black Lives Matter shirt on, magically you became a sexy ball black man?
No. I wish. Okay. I wish that's how that worked. But no. So since I'm doing Zoom on my phone, I can't see everybody. So it's just going like one by one, depending on who's talking. So I don't know how to switch that back without leaving the call. And I don't want to make it more difficult for Travis. So I'm like, is there anyone else here other than Katie and Matt? Has like Reek just been quiet?
No, it's okay. Well, that was just directly towards Reek. Spit or swallow Monday Night Raw.
Spitting.
I'm swallowing Monday Night Raw. We got the cage match. We got Bobby Lashley, and Riddle got put on his ass by Otis.
Okay, I'll gargle it.
Okay, fair enough.
Because like Liv lost, and that was like a big thing.
Yeah,
but like you said, the cage match did slap.
And my thing is, I'm holding reservations on Liv. I don't think it's the end of Liv, so I'm not going to spit because she lost, because it may lead to her winning at a pay-per-view.
I'm just sick of Becky hasn't won a match clean since like she came back, I think. Besides Bianca.
Heel.
Well, I know that, but like you can like win a match once.
My wife's here.
Oh. Hi.
Say hi, Katie. And Vince.
Hi. Mm-hmm.
Normally she's asleep right now.
That's why I was like, who the fuck are you waving at?
You turning the twinkle lights off? Okay. We can't see them, so it's okay.
Well, I don't trust them being on.
Okay. Maybe just unplug them. I love you, baby. Night. NXT.
Oh, cute. Sorry.
NXT.
Yeah, NXT.
We kick it off with a cage match.
Weird.
Which means WWE had one fucking job tonight. They didn't fucking do it. It's Ancient Andy, shout out, versus Hipster Kyle. Ancient Andy gets the win over Hipster Kyle. BC Bob ends up killing Kyle off TV as a going away present. So bye-bye. You're dead. You no longer exist in the NXT universe or WWE continuity. The all-inclusive savior of NXT, Joe Wayne Gacy, has a vignette. He confesses his love for Harland, says that we will accept Harland the way that he has accepted Harland, and that next week Harland is going to make his debut. We're all going to see the beauty inside him that he has touched deep inside him. We got a Big Bad Booty Breaker promo. He puts over Team Hot Dog and Handshakes for how they did. Challenges Ciampa to a rematch, and it's Ciampa, Champa, while he has Goldie.
Yes.
Bivens comes out and calls him LeBron Breaker, which I enjoyed the shit out of.
I love that.
Bivens thinks that Braun should focus on Strong instead of Ciampa and challenges the Big Bad Booty Breaker to a match next week, and he accepts. So we're going to get Roderick Strong, who is the Cruiserweight champion, against the guy who's not a Cruiserweight.
Well, it's not for the title, so I think it's okay.
It's not for the title, but all Joe Wayne Gacy wanted to do was make this an all-inclusive championship for everyone. And now here Roderick Strong is just ignoring weight limits and shit and not sticking to his lane to challenge all these big men. I'm just saying. The Croods lose to Brooks and Dunn. Brooks and Dunn boot scoop boogie the Croods the fuck out of there. We got NXT UK watching GYV and that other tag team from NXT UK, Imperium, the champions. Yeah, them. They're watching the Americans wrestle and enjoying it and laughing. GYV ends up stealing the tag rope from Brooks and Dunn so that they couldn't legally tag, which I don't really know how that makes sense, but whatever. Prehistoric Paul has an interview. This guy offers absolutely nothing of substance. Zion Quinn has a vignette. He hopes Elektra is watching tonight. And just fucking get it over with already, guys. Seriously, just fucking get it over with. Dick Henson promo. He's got a shitty wig, tries to play it off. Cameron comes out. After Dick runs his mouth, Dick tries to strap the wig on so it doesn't fall off with the little headgear. Dick says that Grimes cheated and Grimes challenges Dick to a no-holds-barred match, saying, all right, if I cheated, you and me, one-on-one, no-holds-barred, no cheating. Then they brawl, and unfortunately, the wig does not come off. And if Duke Hudson, or Dick Hudson as I called him, is the pussy that I think he is, then technically I think that wig is a merkin. And if you don't know what a merkin is, Google it. MERKIN.
MERKM.
KIN. Merkin.
He said M.
Question mark apostrophe.
We got Jack Off Time celebrating with Brooks and Dunn. GYV try to take credit for their win. Then GYV and Jack Off Time brawl while Brooks and Dunn enjoy the Molly Poppin' Mommies on their way to an EDM concert. Or no, I'm sorry, join, not enjoy, join. They walk through. They're like, hey, we got 2 tickets to this EDM concert. Who wants to come? And of course, the 2 fucking line dancers are like, yeah, sure, why not? And go with them. And then weird as fuck, Karen Q is just behind a bar in pajamas with a pillow, chilling back there. Yeah. Grayson strikes out on LA Knight's date, which I thought was hilarious because fuck Grayson Waller. Dexter Loomis defeats Carmelo Hayes by DQ. He has Carmelo, but he would clearly rather get his hands on Trick. This entire match, he's fucking Carmelo up and looking at Trick as he does it. Trick ends up hitting Loomis, even though Melo was in the ropes. So he didn't need to hit him to break up the pin because the pin would have been broken up, costing Carmelo the match because that was logical. It's fuck MSK for life now. Hands down, period. The shaman is Matt Riddle. They said MSK only exists because of the shaman. Therefore, MSK is a direct result of Matt Riddle. They are Matt's shitty kids and not this Matt. This Matt has an awesome child. These are Matt's shitty kids, and it's fuck MSK for life for me going forward.
So is that what MSK stands for?
Matt's shitty kids. Yes.
Is that the name of the video, the episode? Matt's
No,
shitty
because
kid.
people are going to think I'm talking about my daughter, and I will not allow that to happen.
Okay.
It might be What's American.
Stop.
Indy and Persia have a segment. Persia said that now that Dexter's okay, get your shit together. Let's do this, girl. And then Dexter and Johnny show up, and Indy just jumps into Dexter's arms, and Persia's like, well, fuck. Toxic Attraction defeats Valentina Feraz and Ulisa Leon. Mandy ends up shutting Vic Joseph up from backstage and asks us all to stop drooling, which I don't think is possible. Not going to happen.
Never mind.
Mandy says that they don't back down and tells whoever to bring it. Cora comes out. She's got a sling on. Mandy says, you're not the one. And she can hop in here and get her little ass whooped if she wants. Then Raquel comes out and runs off Toxic Attraction. Cora and Raquel discuss who's next in line for Mandy. And then Kaylee Ray comes in and gives Cora Jade a baseball bat.
I don't know.
I guess to protect herself because her arm's in a sling.
Maybe.
We got the Tiffany Stratton video package, and this would be so much better if she was actually either Marlon or Shawn Wayans in disguise, and this was white girls.
White chicks?
That would make if this was white chicks, this would be so much better.
Put the
sorry.
bat down.
I got distracted by the fact that Vince is just carrying a fucking bat at work.
Put the fucking baseball bat down.
Why? It's a prop. It's part of the theatrics, you know?
This
We
is
gotta
why
talk-
I'm Porno Poppy now.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Wait, when did this happen?
At the beginning of
Today?
the show. When you
Damn.
weren't here for the
If you
beginning
were
of
on
the show.
time, you would know.
Well, to be fair, I'm at work.
I'm not gonna lie to you. So what I wanted to do, but I didn't want you to take it seriously and have your feelings hurt, so I decided not to. Was I was gonna let you in the call, and I was just gonna have Katie look you directly in the face and say, "I'm pouring up Poppy now," and then I was gonna kick you out of the call and just move on without you because I thought it would be fucking hilarious. But I didn't want you to think I was
we didn't.
actually replacing you, so we decided not to. We didn't. We thought
No,
it wouldn't be-
no, it's fine. It would have been funny. It would have been nice shits and giggles. It would have been a very Travis thing to do.
Yes. Tony D does an interview, says he taught Pete a lesson. He even got a souvenir. I don't know why the fuck he's walking around with dudes used fucking mouth guard, but neither here nor there. People have their kinks. Andre Chase tries to school Tony and gets challenged to a match. Andre, this is not the man you want to fuck with. This man has padlocks and crowbars. He is from the streets of Chicago. He is one of the breakout stars in NXT for 2021. Do not fuck with our man Tony D. Zion loses to Escobar. They're basically fighting for Elektra's love box. That is what the match was for Elektra's love box. Elektra ends up giving Quinn Nux, but we don't know if she was doing it to distract him or help him because he ended up losing. So what side of the fence is Elektra sitting on?
I think we know she's sitting on Zion's fence.
We don't know yet, but I wish they'd fucking get it over with. Bivens and Carmelo argue about who the top champ is in the parking lot. Bivens is like an angry little chihuahua. He thinks it's Roddy. Carmelo thinks it's him. Bukaki Boa is continuing to carry Mei Ying's mantle while she is taking naps in the back in PJs. She wiped her face off, put on her pajamas, and decided to take a nap. And Bukaki Boa picked up that mantle. So good for you, Boa. Let's see what you do with it.
Yeah,
And then in our main event, we got the Gargano segment. He has a heartfelt promo that almost felt too good to be true. And the crowd kind of ruins it by spoiling the fact that dipshit Grayson Waller decides that this is how he is going to impress the ladies and make an impact and beats the shit out of Johnny. And not a single person, not a Tommaso Ciampa, not a Pete Dunne, not a Braun Breaker, not Vic
Kyle
Joseph,
O'Reilly.
who is apparently his best friend. Fuck Kyle O'Reilly. He died at the beginning of the show. Ancient Andy murdered him, and he is no longer alive in the continuity of NXT. That's what happened.
I missed the ending of that cage match. That's why I was just like, damn. Like, that's why everybody's like, oh, they killed them off.
Austin Theory, Indy, Dexter, nobody came to save Johnny, and it was really sad. If for those of you who don't know, Kyle O'Reilly and both Johnny Gargano are officially done with NXT. And just like any gang that you join, they got jumped out on their way out. What are we
Apparently free agents now.
wallowing from NXT?
Before I get interrupted by customers, I want to swallow the Johnny segment because I thought it was fantastic prior to Grayson Waller showing up.
I'm with
for
it.
sure. And MSK segment, but I'm about to get muted, so I'm gonna mute my.
There will be no swallowing of the MSK segment because Matt Shitty Kids are Matt Shitty Kids, and fuck those kids.
Yeah, that'll
Fuck
be
those
that'll
kids
be the
specifically.
spit portion of that. I agree with Vince up until
Grayson Waller
Waller.
fucked it up.
I'll talk about that. I briefly talked about it yesterday. I'll talk about it again. But like, no, that I'm not really ashamed to admit it. I was crying real hard. Like, Johnny is literally the heart and soul of NXT. So like seeing him actually go is like, holy shit, he's done. So kind of just like holy shit, this is real.
Yeah.
But it was great. And I love that he was just like, Heartbreak said I got as much time as I want. London Has Fallen is on after this. Fuck that movie. Nobody wants to see it. And then he got to just like talk, and it was like all like from the heart, because he said, like, he even said, it's not gonna be the best promo. I'm kind of just like talking from like the heart here. So I loved that. Zion Quinn and Escobar and Elektra Lopez, that's money. I love them. I love me some Zion Quinn and Elektra Lopez. Escobar is not bad looking either, so
He's a great looking man.
Ah.
He's a great looking man.
He's a great looking man, yeah.
Yeah, he's fantastic. So that I liked the match, and I'm very curious, like, what Elektra's like end goal is with this. If it's not her and Zion fucking, I'm moving this.
I'm gonna assume it's a Hispanic three-way.
I'm in. Film it.
Which is probably a category on Pornhub that most of you are gonna go search out now. Which is fine. I'm with you. I swallow both those things. Gargano's segment was fantastic up until the end. Zion and Escobar was a fun match. I am curious as to see where it goes. So they hooked me on that. I am also swallowing any appearance of Toxic Attraction on my TV. And Gigi and JC got the win, but Gigi's not important. It's all about Gigi. Also,
Gigi.
Dexter Loomis having a match and getting a win, even though it was by DQ. Got to see Sexy Dexy on my TV. Love it all the time. And maybe now Indy can stop being annoying as fuck. We'll see.
Probably not.
We shall see.
What are we spitting, if anything, from NXT?
Grayson Waller, just because he...
One more swallow. Okay. And I never thought I'd say this. I'm swallowing LA Knight swooping in and stealing a girl from Grayson Waller, because that made me happy, because I didn't give a fuck about Grayson Waller, as you all know, prior to what he did to Johnny Gargano. And then LA Knight showed up after his just show out in War Games, showing us what he could really do, and just swoops that lady away from Grayson Waller. She's like, I'm sorry, I got something better to do, and that something better is LA Knight, and I'm all about it.
Yeah. Back to the spits, though. I want to spit Duke Hudson. Sorry.
No, go ahead, Vince, since you have to actually work. So
Duke Hudson for sure.
Dick Hudson.
Dick Hudson. Spitting him because I just don't like anything that he's doing with Cameron Grimes. Like, once he did the whole poker thing, like, that's it. Like, I'm done. I don't want him on my TV screen. And also I'm spitting like Good Khali murdering Kyle O'Reilly, so I don't get like the whole Von Wagner vibe, I just don't.
Okay, listen.
The Good Khali, because isn't that what Pretty Kyle calls him?
No.
We don't care what Pretty Kyle calls him. His names are either BC Bob, Ancient Andy, or Prehistoric Paul.
Jurassic Jim.
And Jurassic Jim. That is correct.
He took his headphone off.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me talk about this, because I said it and I don't think it was appreciated last night. just because Grayson Waller couldn't get some pussy doesn't mean he has to go and ruin a fantastic moment with Johnny Gargano. See, I said it last night, but nobody heard me.
I heard you. I was busy flirting with Pretty Kyle, and I
know.
apologize for that. That got a little out of hand. You guys can probably go see that if you go rewatch the Twitch. But neither here nor there. Yeah, no, I agree. The pussy is a powerful thing. We had a match for it, and it caused Grayson Waller to become an even bigger douchebag. All hail the power of the pussy.
True. We're spitting always MSK
for life.
The shaman wasn't RVD, so I don't fucking care.
I loved the segment. I thought it was very entertaining.
I had to have Matt Riddle on my TV, not just twice, but 3 times this week. 3 fucking times he was on my TV.
Yeah.
And on NXT. That is holy ground. That is sacred. You moved on. You're done. Don't come fucking back. We don't want you. This is 2.0. This isn't the fucking Matt Riddle show. We have moved on. You are gone. Peace. Bye. And now you have ruined 2 stars that I, at least in ring wise, was coming around to. Hell, even the whole idea of them fucking each other on a plane to join the Mile High Club. Like, I was cool with that. I got no issues with it. You guys join the Mile High Club. Fuck, get high. Go see a shaman. It's all good. And then,
is there anything that MSK could do in the future to redeem them?
No, actually, that's not true. If MSK gets called up to the main roster and the very first thing they do is jump and then light Matt Riddle on fire and smoke him like a joint, I will change my mind. But if that does not happen,
movie? What the fuck?
If that does not happen,
can that be the title? Smoke him like a joint?
Maybe we'll talk.
That'd be a funny one. I'll turn Matt Riddle into
titles. We're just trying to talk about shows.
He wants titles because he does the thumbnail and he needs something to do once the show goes off air.
He's like, I'm bored. You're at work.
Smoke him like a joint.
8 a.m. So like I need something to do to kill the time.
Smoke him like a joint, commit murder. Shy of that, no, it's fuck MSK for life.
Okay. I can still like it, right? I can still like things. I can still like the segment, right?
You can like whatever you want. It doesn't mean you're right. You're fucking wrong. It was trash and they're trash and it's all trash, but you can like whatever you want.
Does that make me trash for liking it?
Yeah, which is why we replaced you with Katie for the most part. It's cool.
It be what it be. It be what it be.
No, but in all seriousness, also I am spitting prehistoric Paul in existence, period. Jurassic Jim sucks. BC Bob is not for me.
Ancient Andy is terrible.
Even though he took out Hipster Kyle, like it didn't win me over.
Yeah, like I wasn't. He doesn't do. He has no personality. His ring gear is atrocious. I don't. What am I supposed to like about this guy?
Out of all the new, all the new additions from 2.0, he is arguably the worst. And
100%.
The worst, the absolute worst.
I forgot to swallow Tony D. We're swallowing Tony D as well.
Oh yeah, we swallow Tony D.
Yeah.
Somebody else has to for 16 more weeks.
I am going to preemptively spit this whole thing with Karen Q because the fuck.
Like, what is the point of this? Mei Ying was so cool and so different. And then you really just said, nah, scrap it. We're going to have her sleep in random places in her PJs and a onesie, nonetheless. Just random places backstage. What the fuck are you doing?
I agree. Anything else?
That was it.
Overall, NXT spit or swallow?
I think I gotta swallow for Johnny.
Can you say I got to swallow for Johnny one more time?
Nope.
I'm gonna send it to Candace. I'm gonna clip it and send it to Candace.
No, stop. I love Candace.
I'm gonna swallow as well. No, you know what? Matt Riddle showed up and didn't get stomped out. I'm spitting NXT.
Okay.
I guess you can tell what I'm gonna do for SmackDown too.
I wonder. Oh,
all right.
We'll get there.
AEW Dynamite. We kick it off with a Punk promo. Punk comes out to MJF's theme and massive boos when they find out that it's fucking Punk, which I found hilarious because not only did I never think that I would see CM Punk come out and get booed that way, at least not for a while. I definitely didn't think that MJF was going to get the response he got, which we'll talk about in a second. Punk continues to provoke Long Island. This is MJF. He's wearing a 4 Pillars shirt where MJF is replaced by Britt Baker. Shout out. That was fantastic. And then Punk says he wants the winner of Tree Seaman versus Wangman, but first he's gonna take out MJF and solve this problem with MJF. So MJF has a hype package where like they talk about him being from Long Island and how fantastic he is, and he's in his Letterman jacket and all this stuff. Before he comes out for the Diamond Dozen Battle Royal, MJF and Dante Martin are the 2 last men standing because MJF eliminated Wardlow to get 3 eliminations because 2 guys were trying to eliminate him because he always fucks over Wardlow and that big dumb idiot just keeps putting up with it. And Dante Martin swerved us all and said, I didn't really join Team Taz, and threw Ricky Stark's bitch ass out and then ripped off his Team Taz armband, and Taz had a shit fit on commentary. After the match, MJF raises Dante's hand because they will be fighting each other for the Diamond Dozen ring, which was weird as fuck. And then Starks jumps Dante, and MJF keeps pausing and looking to the crowd and then walking away and pausing and looking to the crowd like he's going to actually go down and be a good guy and save Dante Martin. And I was very conflicted with this. It kind of hurt me inside because it just did not compute. Thank God he ran down there and stomped Dante Martin, at which point CM Punk came out to make the save. Jurassic Express and the Varsity Blondes defeat the Acclaimed in 2.0 because that was a fucking thing. Now, I will say this. As much as Max Caster sucks, which is my very first point, is Max Caster sucks. To the fan who thought it was appropriate to yell homophobic slurs at Max Caster's partner,
Anthony Bowens,
that guy. Shame on you.
Shame.
It's sickening. It's disgusting that kind of hate and vitriol still exists in this world, even though we all know it does. Racism is still alive, homophobia is still alive, and everything. But to go to an event and single out a performer who's there to entertain you with that kind of hate and vitriol, like disgusting.
There's no excuse for it. Like, I don't care if he's a heel or a bad guy, you hate his guts. I don't care if you despise the man. Like, you shouldn't say those kind of words. Like, there's no place in 2021 or any time for that kind of language. It's uncalled for, unnecessary, and just like you said, Matt, just disgusting.
And I'm not going to sit here and act like I've never said that word before in my life. I'm not going to lie to you people and say I've never used it. I've said it to people driving. I've said it jokingly to my friends. I've never used it in a hateful way towards anyone out of hate for or out of homophobia. And I have not used it in a very long time because I have learned that it is a hurtful word regardless of how it's used, and it should never be used. So I'm not going to sit here on a high horse and be like, you should never say it. I've never said. I've fucking said it. It wasn't right when I did it. I don't use it anymore. You shouldn't either. Grow the fuck up.
Yeah.
But this is how much I didn't give a fuck about the match. I didn't realize that Garcia wasn't in the match. So when Kingston came down and attacked him, I was like, how the fuck did you just attack? Like, can you just attack anyone in the match? And then I realized that he wasn't in the match, and I was like, oh, that's why it was okay. And I deleted my tweet that I tweeted out. Kingston also goes backstage and starts yelling at the camera. There's no sound. Ortiz comes up and he's like, hey, bro, calm down. He's just yelling. We have no idea what he's saying. 2.0 bum rushes him. So does Garcia. They jump Kingston and Ortiz. So apparently, even though Jericho is embroiled in a feud with 2.0, right? Kingston's getting involved with Ortiz. Where the fuck is Santana?
I think Santana like showed up briefly at the end. It was mainly Ortiz though. Like, I think Santana just like briefly showed up.
I don't understand. Well, I don't understand why Jericho got jumped and they didn't show up. why Ortiz is hanging out with Kingston, why Kingston is involved in a feud that features 2.0 and the Inner Circle.
It's weird because I feel like the one issue I have with AEW recently that I've been noticing is that it feels like they jump from one feud to the other. Like Eddie Kingston was just in something with CM Punk, and I'm like, okay, we're done with that. Let's, like, move on to 2.0. It's like I feel like they move on a little too fast. So much so that, like, right now we have a little clusterfuck where we don't know who's feuding with who.
Well, Jericho's on tour, and is apparently in the hospital, or was, I don't know. But Kingston has a past, like, tag team relationship with Santana and Ortiz.
Yeah, in Impact Wrestling, he managed them as the new LAX.
Yeah, but how the fuck am I supposed to know that when I didn't watch Impact?
I know.
Tell me that shit.
Listen, I only know because of Twitter. I know.
Where the fuck is the context?
I understand.
Anyway, we got an FTR promo. They said Friday they win and become the first 2-time ever AEW Tag Team Champions. The Young Cucks defeat Chaos. Super Clint destroys Chaos. And then at the very end, in comes Sue in Trent's mom's van, because Trent's mom is Sue. So really it's just Sue's van, but that's not what we call it. We call it Trent's mom's van with Sue driving. She's giving Trent a ride to school. He's here after spinal surgery, all healed up, head shaved, looking like discount John Moxley, ready to go. And he goes and whoops. Good. He spanks the Super Clip, just spanks them, sends them on their way, all by himself. We got a Ruby Soho interview. Ford and the Bunny interrupt. They announced a 6-woman tag team match. Nyla, Bunny, and Ford versus Ruby. And apparently, they're like, if you can find 2 friends, here comes Ty J. Ruby gets jumped. Ty J and Anna, or Ty Conti and Anna, come in, run them off. We got a Sammy Guevara interview that is interrupted by Homelander because, again, the same white privilege he used to defeat that man after putting himself through a flaming table, he then again mustered to step in front of the line and just give himself a TNT title shot on Christmas Day, of all things. On Christmas Day. And I guarantee if there is a Santa, he will be white at AEW. I'm just saying. Anyway.
Ethan Rhodes every day, all day.
For whatever reason, Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky had to buy nosebleed seats to even get in the arena. And then they got a promo from those nosebleed seats where they cry about how Cody just cut in front of them in line and they're not getting title shots and boo fucking who. Jamie Hayter loses to Riho in a really damn good match. After the match, Britt jumps Riho. Taz has been shouting all fucking show that he has a big announcement. We think it's going to involve Dante Martin. Like, he got a match against Dante Martin. No, it's not. It's that wrestling's Justin Bieber is making their debut. And I'm going to save that. I'm going to put a pin in that. We're going to discuss that when we get to Rampage. I'm not going to go off now. There's a Varsity Blondes interview. Lights go out, lights come back on, and Malachi Black blows his load right in Julia Hart's eyes, like full on facial, and then disappears. And I'm not sure she's old enough for that. Now, I looked it up. She's 20. So I guess technically, depending on what state they're in, fair game. So that's
New York.
I don't know what I know what the statute of limitations is in Illinois. All right. I don't know what it is in every fucking state.
I think 20 is fair game every state, isn't it?
It's over 18 in the majority of places.
Yeah,
anyway,
like
I guess it's okay,
17, 18,
but she looks like she's 5, so it didn't feel right.
There's a porn category for that too.
Not that we watch. See, we don't kink shame, but that is one kink we shame. No,
we don't kink shame, but what the fuck?
We don't kink shame, but we kink shame that.
We don't do that shit.
Mm-mm.
Nothing with children or girls that look like children, you sick fucks. And in our main event, Tree Seaman Danielson defeats Tiny Hands. Then after the match, Brian's like, I promised you I was going to kick his head in. So I'm going to kick his head in. And then out comes Wangman, who runs down and saves his friend John Silver after getting his head kicked in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
AW Dynamite. What are we swallowing?
Trent
Is back.
Trent.
The only good part of the best
about
friends.
it.
You did.
Did you see that? It was like 2 weeks in a row. I was just like, man, it's times like these where I really miss Trent. Because I do. Trent was my favorite part of Best Friends.
Chuck Taylor fucking sucks.
Yeah, Chuck Taylor sucks. I like Orange Cassidy, but like Trent is like the centerpiece here.
Trent is the Best Friends.
He is the best friend.
Even though Wheeler Yuta looks like Pretty Kyle. Shout out to Pretty Kyle.
Shout out.
Not a big Wheeler Yuta fan. Like Kyle, don't make a good wrestler. I'm sorry. You great podcast host, not so much in the ring. You haven't won me over. I don't understand why you're part of that. Orange Cassidy is fun as shit. Love what he does when he does his shit. I love Trent Beretta. Fuck Chuck Taylor. And then, of course, Chris Statlander is motherfucking Chris Statlander. And
Rocky Romero is good too. We like Rocky.
He's not a best friend though. He's part of chaos. Like
I know.
Give me back Roppongi Vice. That's what I want. Trent.
What is this bullshit you guys keep mumbling? Because Katie said it last night. You're saying it tonight.
It was the tag. It was the tag team of Trent and Rocky.
Yeah, they were a tag team before the Best Friends.
Him and Chuck Taylor.
What is Roppongi?
I don't know.
You guys just out here saying words like Roppongi.
It was their tag team name.
I understand that, but it's got to mean something. It's not like they just made the word up and stuck it in there. Roppongi has to have as a meaning.
I didn't know we had to do homework.
Roppongi Vice. Bring back Roppongi Vice. What's Roppongi Vice? Well, it's just two guys. Well, what does Roppongi mean? I have no idea.
That's the name of their tag team. That's just the name of their tag team. I never looked it up. I didn't care. They were just a good tag team. They were tag team as part of Chaos, and then that's when they broke off. Trent became a tag team with Chuck Taylor, became best friends, and then he started mentoring Show and Yo and made Roppongi 3K. So that's just a bunch.
I don't know all that information he's shouting. So
yeah,
he's big into fan fiction. Certain
I'm all about fan fiction.
I'm gonna swallow the main event. I love watching Tiny Hands get his ass whooped. I love watching Tree Seaman Danielson do his thing, and I love watching Wingman make the save. So also
Tiny Hands, Tree Seaman, Wingman, like all the culmination of a great main event.
And if Tiny Hands grabs Wangman, he may produce Tree Seaman.
Two hands too. Yeah, two-hand actions.
That's the only reason that Hangman Adam Page keeps Tiny Hands around, is because everything he holds looks bigger. And someone's got to hold that giant cowboy dick.
I mean, it's all about perception and angle. So I totally agree with you there, Matt.
Hater versus Riho.
Oh, fuck yeah. Well, Vince would know because he shut it off because Vince hates women's wrestling.
No, okay. So what happened was I'm at work, I'm watching the program, right? And I see Riho. I don't really care about Riho, and I don't know enough about Jamie Hayter. And at that time, the Bulls game was playing, so I'm like, I'm gonna go back and watch the Bulls game. I'm gonna replay because I'm staying till like 8 a.m. at work. So I just rewatched the match, and it was fantastic. By the way, I did go back and rewatch it. I just didn't want to watch it live because like I knew I was just gonna watch it later. I'm like,
we get it. You hate women's wrestling. You can admit it. This is a safe space.
And D'Lo Brown.
D'Lo Brown. You know what? I used to hate Tony D'Angelo. I don't hate him. I'm not a fan, but he's okay.
You'll get there.
I don't like his gear. I think that's what it was. This is ring gear I don't like.
Gear is iconic.
You don't
I'm
like
not a fan of it.
You don't like daily Italian wear?
That's fucked.
That's a really ring gear. No, like give me some. Give me some.
I'm pretty sure Johnny the Bull Stamboli wore the same shit.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Johnny the Bull is?
No.
Johnny the Bull and Big. We got to talk. Anyways, we're not talking about Johnny the Bull right now. I'm also swallowing basically the first half hour. So even though the Diamond Dozen Battle Royal wasn't fantastic, I really liked the ending because they actually hooked me and got me with the MJF stuff.
Yeah.
The Punk and MJF stuff was fantastic as well. So I'm swallowing all of that. That was great.
Yeah, I agree with you. I want to swallow everything CM Punk. It was a little like confusing, like as to why he was cutting the heel promo. Even I get it. It was different. It was different. I'm not used to like the babyface cutting the heel promo in the heel's hometown. It was just weird.
No, it was not a heel promo. It was a babyface promo to everyone that's not from Long Island. And again, perfectly fine with that because.
Oh yeah. I took it as a babyface promo because fuck like Long Island. It's all about Chicago.
I wasn't gonna go that far, but
Damn, he's out
okay.
here making bold. Yeah, he makes that bold claim and then mutes himself.
We only say fuck Jersey around here. I
Yeah.
don't speak for Vince and his Long Island slander. I like their iced teas. So
There you go.
swallowing anything else?
I think you got everything.
All right. Oh,
I want to swallow Trent because I don't think I swallowed Trent enough. He just looked very jagged, very.
did we find out what Roppongi stood for?
No,
There was literally like no meaning.
Oh, so they just made a word up, and then you guys were all like Roppongi
That's
vibe. Yeah,
what
okay.
their fucking
it's a
name
great
was. I don't
song.
know.
It's a great song. Rocky made the theme song.
Honestly,
himself,
I'm
though.
assuming that it's probably something in Rocky's native tongue, and that might be why
Really?
it's not coming up.
Maybe.
I
Or
don't-
you just don't know how to spell Roppongi. If
No,
anyone's
I
listening
spelled
to
it
this,
right. Excuse you.
okay. If anyone knows what Roppongi means, if it means anything, please let me know at Matt Ritter. That's at MATTRIDDER on Twitter.
I'll do my homework and I'll come back with an answer next week on the year-end review show.
No, you won't. He's a
Perfect.
liar.
I'm spitting Taz's announcement that baby fucking wrestling Johnny Justin Bieber bullshit was getting a match and a debut match. And the thing is, like, I'm not spitting him because I wanted to actually see what this kid had to offer. I'm spitting the entire IWC for gaslighting this
Thirsting.
man the way they did. And again, put the pin back in it. We'll get back more later.
More later.
And I'm spitting Cody challenging Sammy for the TNT title because who the fuck wants to see that?
Why in the fuck? I never thought I would like kind of agree with Ethan Page. Because like Ethan Page was like, yo, why the fuck is Cody like getting this? And I said, oh, honestly, like Cody Rhodes got put through a flaming table, which good. Go through it more for fun because I don't fucking care. And now he's out here challenging Sammy for the title. Like, we don't want to see Cody be a 3-time TNT champion. The fuck? I think he won it twice. I don't even remember. Regardless, and nobody wants to fucking see that unless, except this is just diehard fans who are just like, oh my god, Cody Rhodes. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Ain't nobody like Cody Rhodes. You're all fucking lying.
I agree.
I just want to spit just Taz in general, just bitching and bitching on commentary all night. It was
all he
annoying
does.
because one thing I've noticed the last few weeks on Dynamite is that Taz is a solid commentator. He's decent. He's solid when he's just a neutral, unbiased. When he tries to be heel Taz and be annoying, is when he's at his worst. But if you just put him in there and he's not talking, like up until like the whole like Dante Martin stuff, he was actually not bad. Like I didn't even notice.
Oh, so for the first 10 minutes of the show?
Yes, the first 10 minutes. Usually that's how it goes with Taz. The first 10 minutes when he's on TV, it isn't so bad. Then afterwards, he overstays his welcome.
Unpopular opinion, I miss JR. Please come back soon.
They can both be gone. I think I'll be okay.
No, because all AEW does is they just throw Ricky Starks and Taz or Chris Jericho, and all of them are annoying as fuck on commentary.
So, yeah.
So bring me back JR. JR is better than all of them.
Maybe put Paul White on there, use him for something.
Paul
You
White,
signed them.
Mark Henry.
I don't know. Someone good.
Spitting anything else from Dynamite?
The fact that Dan Lambert's coming back next week.
I completely erased that from my memory and didn't put it in my notes because that fucking sucks.
Cody using his white privilege to get a match. I don't like it. It's too close to home.
Too close to Homelander.
Yeah, too close to Homelander. And then you see like roads to the top, and you see how he's a little bit more privileged than like what he makes himself out to be, and just like he just kind of seems like a very privileged white boy living the wrestling dream. I
He's
don't like that.
white, like white.
He's like mayonnaise white. He's white.
Yeah.
He's still white. He put like a American flag tattoo on his neck. That's very white. That's Southern white.
No, that's white trash. Is what that is.
Same thing.
Go to work.
I did forget I wanted to swallow Malachi Black giving Julia Hart a facial.
Stop.
Anything Malachi Black does, I swallow. And when he's blown his load in a chick's eyes, I'm not going to spit it.
I'm ignoring that part, but I'm intrigued as to what is going to happen. Because, like, he's
going to decapitate the Varsity Blondes, and it's going to be fantastic.
Stop that. I meant, like, with the people he's misted. Pac has been gone. Like, is he going to come back and just be, like, a true bastard again and just, like, turn on everyone and, like, be with Malachi?
Shout out to Pac for actually selling the fucking mist, by the way.
Yeah. I mean,
and
Julia Hart has a terrifying scream.
I need you to come back full on, like, Stevie Wonder can't see shit. Glasses, whatever, walking around like this. That's like what
AJ tried to do.
Yes, like AJ tried to do, but for real and better.
I wonder if it's gonna be like when the Fiend would like defeat somebody and like they like kind of like transformed back into something. What?
I got the title of the show. Malachi Black spits Julia Hart.
It's just silence.
Well, Vince is muted.
Vince is also fucking muted. Idiota, yeah.
Oh.
There you go.
Is that not was that not a unanimous yes? Is that a no on Malachi spits Julia? Can that at least be the fucking thumbnail? Oh, I gotta wait till he comes back. Overall, Dynamite, spit or swallow.
I'm gonna swallow it.
All right, I'll swallow it as well. Matt Riddle wasn't on my TV, so why the fuck?
Didn't have Matt Riddle,
and Hook didn't wrestle on this one, so we'll ask Vince at the end. He's busy.
Yeah, he's fucking busy.
SmackDown. We kick it off with a Sammy promo. This man, first off, you failed. SmackDown, you failed. You had one job. Raw kicked it off with a cage match. NXT kicked it off with a cage match. All you had to do was kick off SmackDown with a cage match. You didn't even have to kick it off with a cage match. Kick it off with Sami Zayn in a wheelchair inside a cage to protect himself. That would have been fantastic, and I would have let that slide. No, he's in the ring in a wheelchair with two male nurses, who I'm presuming gave him a sponge bath before he came out. He's got a neck brace on. He says he's basically suing everyone, and he wants his title shot back because he got screwed over, cheated, coerced, manipulated, and fucked by Brock Lesnar last week, and it was not a pleasant fucking. It was one of those Adriana Chechik fuckings where his body was left so beaten and distorted that he was in a wheelchair and a neck brace. So it was one of those really rough, hard fuckings that he did not enjoy. Paul Heyman then comes out and he's like, bro, you're stealing my gimmick. Like, we sue people. That's what we do. Back the fuck off. And then basically like gets like all of a sudden gets some balls and he's like, listen, you're in a neck brace in a wheelchair and no one's here to save you. Or no, I'm sorry. Sammy said that to Paul, right?
Yeah, Sammy said
no one's here to save you. And then Brock's music hit. And out comes Brock in fucking gray overalls. The evolution of Brock Lesnar in 2021 has been a fucking trip.
My favorite iteration of Brock Lesnar by far is Ponytail Brock. A trip.
Brock and Sammy have a heart-to-heart. Brock's like, listen, I was doing you a favor. You know and I know that you couldn't beat Roman Reigns last week. So what I did was to save you because now you have an out to say that you didn't get a fair shot. I was trying to help you. Listen, from one Canadian alpha male to another, let's go hunting. Let's go hang out. And Sammy's like, actually, I'm vegan and I meant to talk to you about that. And Brock's like, shut the fuck up. Let's go. And then Paul Heyman cracks me up, thinks he must be on drugs, says, the edibles must be kicking in. What the fuck is going on? You're in overalls. You're going hunting with Sami Zayn. You're being nice. This is not the beast, the destroyer, the conqueror, Brock Lesnar, and gaslights Brock Lesnar into beating the shit out of two orderlies and stomping Sami Zayn out in a fucking wheelchair. Fucking fantastic. Bugamora defeat Los Lotharios. King Xavier gets a new crown. Not a big fan of the new crown. Kind of comically oversized and a little cheesy looking. Drew is pissed off. Adam Pearce is back and then he shoves his giant metaphorical dick directly through Adam's desk.
As he should.
He has a match. He defeats Sheamus.
Yeah.
Weird good guy Sasha is giving advice to Toni Storm backstage before her match with Charlotte, which was just weird. Corbin and Moss steal the desk with the sword in it. So now, I don't know. It was fucking stupid. We'll spit it later. Fuck them. Naomi versus Sonia Deville. Natalia is announced as a special guest ring announcer. Shayna, the special guest timekeeper. Naomi says, fuck it, I know what's going on here. And she goes after Shayna, lays out Shayna, attacks Natalia. It's a 3-on-1 beatdown. And then, straight out of fucking Dragon Ball Z, Super Saiyan 2, Xia Li comes out with lightning flying everywhere.
The Thunder God, Xia Li.
Fucking Raiden Xia Li comes down, joins Naomi, and they whoop everyone's ass 3-on-2, clearing the ring. The Jackass guys are here, and of course, those fucking idiots think Matt Riddle's cool and want to hang out with them. Charlotte defeats Toni Storm by DQ, which technically means Toni Storm gets a title shot, so not mad at it. Brock then goes and hangs out with Adam Pearce, and Adam's scared shitless, and Brock's like, listen, bro, you remember how you find me? Well, that money went to charity, so it's cool. And you gave me time off. I did some things. I went hunting. I killed a moose, and I put the moose's head on my wall, and I named it Pierce, bitch. And I'm pretty sure Adam Pearce pissed his pants.
Oh, more than likely.
And then we had a triple threat tag team match, and people are going to sit here and be like, well, Matt, Jeff Hardy got fired and it was supposed to, or released, and it was supposed to be Jeff Hardy and Drew in this match, and they needed a lot. You didn't need fucking Matt Riddle. You didn't need RK Bro. You didn't need that tag team. You could have canceled the other tag team match, and you could have put Boogamora in there or Los Lotharios in there. You didn't need to do this shit, but New Day won, and it was the match to determine the greatest WWE tag team ever. Somehow RK Bro won a fucking poll on Twitter or on social media somewhere.
Yeah.
I just saw it while we were doing the show. I got tagged in it. Fuck you people. Fuck all of you. All of the IWC that supports fucking RK Bro. I hate you all. You're terrible people with bad taste. And I had to see Riddle on my TV 3 fucking times. So instead of starting off with what we're swallowing, we're spitting. I'm spitting the triple threat tag team match. I'm spitting Matt Riddle being on my TV for a 3rd time this week. Spitting fucking Matt Riddle.
I'll spit that
Fuck
too. I'm spitting the fact that they just go ahead and like made a brand split, and like not even like 2 months in, they're just like, yeah, fuck this brand split. We got nothing going on, so we're just gonna do a triple threat tag match. What was the whole fucking point to have RK Bro there if they weren't even involved in the pin? Like, this ain't a house show.
Not to mention that they rebranded Survivor Series as the one time of year that the champions face off against each other. Then you had the 2 fucking tag team champions wrestling each other tonight. I never want to see Survivor Series ever again in my life. No more. Done. Wipe it out.
Survivor Series should not be brand versus brand thing anymore. Like, that ran its course. I think it's done. Like, this year was the worst when it came to the brand to brand stuff. You know what they could have done instead for the women? They could have done Team Naomi versus Team Sonia. That would have been a great way to continue a feud. That's what you do going forward. Like Team New Day versus Team Bloodline, and they add 2 members on each respective team. Then you have the men's and the women's Survivor Series matches, and then that's it. That's it.
I agree. What else are we spitting from the show?
Corbin and Moss. What the why? I don't get, why are you stealing a desk with Drew's sword in it?
They want his metaphorical dick because they don't have one.
I mean, don't we all? But like, dude. But like, why? Y'all look like a fucking cartoon out here, like looking around, making sure no one's watching. Which you know damn well there's people right off that we can't see. And you all take the desk. Where are you going? That's not getting through TSA. What are y'all doing with it?
I mean, Drew gets it through TSA every week, so I feel like they have a chance.
That's different. That's because
it's true. It's true.
In a desk.
Yeah.
He probably has like a nice case for it, and it's like well preserved. No, this is in a fucking desk.
I wanna I want to spit Los Lotharios losing because they came to SmackDown and they looked like they were going to be like a legit tag team, and they're losing to a makeshift tag team, Bugamora, who they forget is their Intercontinental Champion and book him like an afterthought. That's another thing I want to spit is that like after tonight, I'm like, take the title off of Nakamura if you're not going to do anything with him. Put it on someone that can actually use it. Like utilize the Intercontinental Championship. God damn it!
Spit that whole match.
100%
Yeah, spit the whole thing. But I won't spit Angel Garza though. I will swallow that man twice on Sundays, every day out of the week, and Humberto Carrillo too. Give them both of them. They can tag team me. That's totally fine. That's
Work Vince is a whole different Vince, ladies and gentlemen. Work Vince is a whole different Vince.
Damn. Okay.
The freak comes out at night. Are we spitting anything else?
not that I know of.
Sasha. She's a Fatha.
Sasha?
I don't know how to speak.
Thatcha?
Sasha.
You just call her Thatcha?
I forgot how to
Sasha.
speak for a second. Sasha, like trying to be a good guy. You're fucking not. We know you just want the title. Stop.
Agreed.
Go away. I don't care.
I don't think it's Sasha like trying to be a good guy. I think it's literally WWE booking, not knowing week to week whether they want to book her as a babyface or a heel. I legitimately do feel like it's the Big Show syndrome where you don't know if they're a heel or face.
But we're talking about tonight specifically, good guy Sasha gave Tony advice like she was a good guy.
Terrible.
So.
It was terrible. Yeah, it was cheesy. I didn't like it. And then the line about like pie, like pie back is a bitch. It was not the best wordplay. Not the best pun she could have used.
Cake is eternal.
I guess. I suppose.
Shout out to Tony Storm and Xia Li. What are we swallowing?
Both Tony Storm and Xia Li bringing the thunder.
Oh, I need you to hold on.
What?
I need to give our co-host Katie a second here to properly compose herself so that she can do the Xia Li segment justice.
Okay. By the way, I'm not cutting off because I can't see Katie. Like while you're talking, I can't see Katie. So
Yeah,
I'm
no,
seeing,
we discussed
He
that.
hates me. It's fine. It's whatever.
I don't.
Well, yeah, you're women's wrestling.
True. I mean, I technically am. Bro, Xia Li. What I've been waiting for. And I'm giving credit to Sonia. She looked damn good in that gear. She didn't really wrestle, but like she looked damn good.
Mhm.
Naomi, beautiful as always. Xia Li, my goddess, comes out. The best graphic thing that they're doing, it goes to Xia Li. She is Raiden. She is the Thunder God.
You could say that. You could say that her entrance brought the lightning and her thighs brought the thunder.
100%. 100%. Sonia got kicked in the face. I wanted to be Sonia.
I bet you were jealous.
I was very jealous.
Because the
I'm
person
so
that you wanted to
happy.
step on you got kicked in the face the way you want to get kicked in the face.
Can you believe it? Full circle. What a year we've had here. Guys, like I sat here and I was just like, there's like a 3-on-1 situation happening with Naomi and Xia Li is like a protector. And I was like, yo, Xia Li's gonna come out. And then she did. And I was like, oh my god, yes. And it was beautiful and she's great. And I can't wait to see her every week.
Is Katie the return / debut whisperer? Because she manifested Trent. Now she manifested Xia. Like,
well, Xia Li was supposed to have a match regardless.
yeah,
so
she was
I
gonna
didn't do
be
that.
throwing up, but you manifested her in that program. She could have had it like a squash match. So you're manifesting things, Katie.
That's what I do.
It's what you do. It's what you do. But yeah, I agree with Katie. I'm swallowing everything. Xia Li, she looked fantastic. I literally marked out, like I was watching it live and I'm like, holy shit, that's the coolest graphic ever. With the whole thunder and everything. Am I muted? Am I muted?
No, you're not.
Like,
We hear you.
No. It's like raining. Really, it's like I can hear it. It's very aggressive.
Rain?
Sorry.
Rain.
Rain. You know, the
Rain.
thing that falls out of the sky. Water.
Or that thing you do at the strip club when you throw money in the air, you make it rain.
May rain. Exactly. Very good.
Every time we talk about Xia Li, someone's making it rain. Yeah, I'm gonna swallow that as well. Vince, you want to swallow something with Tony?
My line was I'm swallowing both Tony and Xylee bringing the thunder because they always bring the thunder on SmackDown. Like that was my big line there. Tony looked good. Like Tony looks fantastic. Her with Charlotte in that upper echelon of the women's title picture just makes sense. It feels like she belongs, and I just want good things for Tony. I love Tony Storm. What else do I want to swallow? I want to swallow the Canadian alpha male best friend segment. I don't know why. That shit was just like so entertaining. Like I loved all of that. All of it. It was fantastic. Brock in overalls. I'm swallow that too. I didn't knew I needed to see Brock in overalls, but now I know I do. It was fantastic. And then yes, Kitty.
I was just gonna say, this has been the best like iteration of Brock Lesnar. Ponytail Brock hits different, and I hate Brock Lesnar. Like I was very adamant about it. Pop for that man at SummerSlam. I admit it. I'm a man of my word. I did pop for Brock Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
This Brock,
big booty
the best
Brock
thing ever. Ponytail Brock with his overalls, looking like a lumberjack, looking like he just got off the farm.
He looks
That's
like
incredible.
He looks like grizzled Brock Lesnar, old Brock Lesnar. He looks bigger too, and he looks like he's just having fun. Also, too, you know the saying, "Distance makes the heart grow fonder." Like he was actually gone for a good while, and sometimes you miss people, and I miss Brock. What? I can't see what Matt's doing. I can only see what Kitty.
I'm also swallowing Tony and Xylee and Naomi and all of that fun stuff. And Brock, even though Brock doesn't necessarily fall into the cake category.
Heyman.
Heyman and Sammy, that whole thing when Heyman said that the edibles kicked in, I died.
That was hilarious. Brock telling Kayla, like, oh, talk to my advocate. And I was like, oh my God, he said it. Oh, so Roman's gonna come back next week. Pissed.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be so
Heyman's
good.
playing a very dangerous game right now.
Paul Heyman in a short cage. I need it. Hanging on a pole. No forklifts.
Why?
A pole or the shark cage, or a pole in a shark cage.
I want him in the shark cage, like hanging off a pole. Like somehow put the shark cage on top of the pole. I don't know how you do it, but do it.
That's not how physics works.
Yeah. We swallowing anything else tonight?
Drew and Sheamus, they slap always. Like they put on bangers.
Yeah. I'm gonna swallow like Drew's sword being treated like Thor's hammer because like Adam Pearce was trying to remove it from the desk and he just couldn't. I thought it was hilarious. It reminded me of like
a little bitch.
True, there's that, but it also reminded me of the scene from the first Avengers movie where everybody's trying to lift Thor's hammer and no one can do it. I just thought it was hilarious. They treating that sword like it's Thor's hammer, and it's fantastic.
It is.
It's Drew's hammer. His metaphorical hammer.
It's his metaphorical dick. Overall, SmackDown, spit or swallow?
Swallow.
Can I swallow up until Brock Lesnar threatened Adam Pearce with his moose? That up until then, because the main event never happened, in my opinion. It was just the New Day having a match with the Usos, and then New Day won. And then they won, yeah. And at a certain point, they were just one of them was in the ring by themselves. You know, it was a very weird.
I'm spitting SmackDown on principle because the fuck did you put Matt Riddle on my TV 3 times in a row this week?
See, you're spitting it because that I have to swallow because it only makes sense.
Yes.
We stay true. We stay true to our characters.
AEW Rampage.
Matt's about to go on a rampage.
We kick it off with FTR losing to the Lucha Bros for the AEW Tag Team titles. Then we've got Ty J and Ruby losing to the Bunny, Nyla, and Penelope Ford in that 6-woman tag team match because brass knucks are a thing that happen every time the Bunny exists on our TV. We get a backstage segment where FTR jumps Sting and Darby during an interview and stomps them out because that, sure, why not? All right, listen. I'm not going to say that Hook was a bad wrestler because that would be a lie. Hook was not a bad wrestler. What I am going to say is, fuck all of you for gaslighting this man the way you did. You cheered for every single move he did like he was the fucking Rock in the Rock versus Hogan match at WrestleMania 18, and it was fucking disgusting, and you're all disgusting for doing that because you're going to ruin this kid's life. You're going to make this child think that he is the shit, and he is not the shit, and he's going to walk around with this complex like he is the shit, and it is going to be a disservice to him because you were all treating him like he is something he isn't. I'm not saying don't be hyped for Hook and think, okay, he's got something. I'm looking forward to what he can do in the future, but he's not it now. This was not a barn burner of a match. This was not a fantastic showing. This was not Kurt Angle in his first televised match. This was not that. There were points in this match where you could clearly see him pausing and waiting to get in position. He did a lot of judo moves, and Fuego del Sol sold his ass off to try and make Hook look the best that he could. Hook's not doing a fucking 60-minute Iron Man match against Daniel Bryan. Like, he's not it, guys. Stop with this weird, perverse obsession with wrestling's Justin Bieber. You disgust me. But he won that match. And then in our main event, Adam Cole faced off against Wheeler Yuta, and I think Adam Cole won.
He did. And then there was a beatdown. Like, basically the Super Clit did the whatever BT triggered a Trent, and like, I don't like that. Yeah, I know. Well, Adam Cole kicked Cassidy in the balls, and then they pulled Trent back in and BT trigger, and like, I don't like the way he like reacted after. I was like, he just came back, please, no. And like, I love Adam Cole, and I love, like, but no, not Trent. I just got him back. I can't lose him again.
Well, I'm spinning the last two things because one, you could have Chuck Taylor. Was he there?
He was there. They all got basically like beat up at the end.
No, but if you're gonna BTE trigger somebody, BTE trigger Chuck Taylor. If you're gonna kick someone in the balls, kick Chuck Taylor in the balls. Like, that's what he's there for. That is why he exists. Do not kick Orange Cassidy in the dick. Do not BTE trigger Trent. Shame on you.
Shame.
Disgusting. You're as disgusting as the fans that cheered for Hook the way they did. Like, I was literally, I'm like, are you people serious? Like, are you really serious right now?
It's because it's been a 3-month build basically since Punk one time, as kind of a joke, was like, send Hook. People took it and ran. They said
hashtag and Hook.
And Hook. Like, main event Hook. I'm like, no.
Dude, I thought he was going to be the main event, and I was fucking pissed. Like, I didn't know that there was a Wheeler Yuta match, and I'm like, they are not going to let this man go 20 minutes in the main event.
Well, I was going to say, the main event match only lasted like 10-ish minutes, and then the rest was like the beatdown. So I was like, it's already over? And I was like, oh, shit's about to go down. But
so I'll swallow the Lucha Bros FTR match and the 6-woman tag. They weren't exceptional, but they were.
I like
right.
TJ. I like Ruby.
I'm spitting everything else.
Yeah, I mean,
the whole second half hour of the show.
Like, why? Why did everyone have to hype up this poor kid? I mean, it's cool that Taz gets to like commentate his kid's like first wrestling match. That's awesome. Like, that's a good moment.
Yeah.
But like, y'all took this boy who was just there in a wife beater, sweatpants, and a hoodie with some snacks, and said, I want this boy wrestling every week on my TV.
They put that pussy on a pedestal.
They did. And his hair did. He came out and I was like, oh my God, he is Justin Bieber. I couldn't unsee it. Like, I've been with you since you said it. but Jesus Christ.
And again,
Working
I'm
on
not
it.
gonna knock. I'm not gonna say he was terrible because he wasn't.
He was decent.
Yeah, he was decent. He was not what you guys made him out to be or said he was. Fuck you all.
No.
But he was decent.
Yeah, he
Who,
was
Hook?
decent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who do you think?
You
Didn't
look like a
think
hooker. Are
you
you a
were-
hooker?
No, hell no.
You look like a hooker, and I feel like being a hooker would be like in Vince's wheelhouse. Like that
Yeah.
feels like a Vince thing.
No, that implies that
You
I'm
right-
out there. I'm out
You
there
write for
being
Matt's shitty kids, so
Come on. That was pre everything. That has nothing to do with Hook. I've never been on Hook. Anything Team Taz related, spitting. I'm never behind anything like that. Nothing against him personally as a wrestler, but I just don't give a fuck about Hook.
So let's do a quick vote real quick. So options for a title for the show tonight. And it's the last official. And I said this when you weren't here, Vince, but I would not want to spend the last official recap of 2021 with two people other than my two co-hosts this year who have been here for me the most, and you and Katie. So I appreciate it. I do want to use Malachi Black if we can find a good picture of him blowing his load in Julie Hart's eyes as our thumbnail, but we can either use hashtag and Hook as our title. I enjoyed that. Malachi spits Julia, or if you guys want, it could be Matt's shitty kids, but you have to put Riddle in parentheses so they know it's not me.
Well, I don't think it'd be you because if you put kids, you only have the one kid, so it can't really be you.
I have the one kids now, but in the future, I may have another child. And then looking back on it, they'd be like, what is Matt's shitty kids?
So
why
we're
does
not
Matt
the-
think his kids are shitty?
So we're not we're not doing sex, drugs, and sexy mariachis.
No, it was sex, drugs, and mariachis. No sexy mariachis, just sex, drugs,
Technically,
and mariachis.
it was sex, drugs, and another release is what I wanted to do.
We could do. See, you know what? That kind of works because Malachi is releasing the Black Mist into the face of.
And we did
Yeah.
talk about Adriana Chechik, and we did talk about Paul doing drugs. So yeah, sex, drugs, and another release.
Don't you love when you can just use a like one word and it just relates to a bunch of different
I did
shit?
technically say in the chat that I was going to straight up copyright infringe that idea since you didn't use it. So
And
I
what
didn't
I
care.
could do, what I can do, all like we don't have to exclude anything. We'll put Jeff Hardy stuff. We'll put Malachi Black. I'll make like a collage and make it like a really nice, like awesome, like final recap thumbnail.
I'm good with that.
I got
Rampage
some-
overall. Spit or swallow.
I'm a gargle because after the opening tag match, everything else was just
Okay.
Spitting.
Yep.
I can't spit anything that Lucha Bros are on. I can't. I love Lucha Bros.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm spitting
Bro,
specifically
I'm
for Hook.
spitting Adam Cole. What are you talking about? Like, that's my guy. He's right there. There
And
he
he
is.
does not look happy that he just got spat.
No, he's not happy. He's not a happy man. He looks so. I realize he looks so flat on camera. He's usually.
What is,
I'm using the
oh, go ahead.
webcam now, so.
Oh,
that's
you
why
got to
it's
work it.
actually- I did. Yeah, I got to work on. I worked it out like earlier this week. I said I gotta figure this out. I disabled the microphone in it.
Mhm.
That's why I sounded normal yesterday when I did the show.
Good job.
I had it on yesterday too.
Moving up in the world.
Trying.
Overall, favorite show of the week.
You know what, Matt? I may not have always been there for you this year, but I'm gonna be here for you tonight. On principle alone, none of the WWE shows can be the best show of the week, regardless of how many good things they may have had. Rampage was not good enough on its own. AEW by default is the best show of the week because not only did we get Malachi Black spitting in people's faces, but Matt Riddle wasn't on the show. There was
That's
no brand split.
exactly what I was going to say, damn near verbatim.
Yeah, there was no like fucking of the brand splits, on Dynamite. So for that alone,
And
AEW.
CM Punk was fantastic in the beginning.
yeah, CM Punk trashing Long Island. Let's
Yeah.
go. I'm all about talking shit about New York.
Yeah, we know you are. We
Yeah,
heard that earlier.
Calm
And
down.
I cannot wait to have Jizzy on here to handle your ass later.
I'll specify. My hatred towards New York is New York fans of sports teams or like like wrestling New York fans. Like Jizzy is the exception. There's like a few exceptions, like Wreak Havoc. Like there's exceptions, but they're exceptions, not the rule. Overall, Knicks fans suck. Like fuck the Knicks.
You got a whole show where you got to talk about basketball.
Yeah,
We're not doing that here.
Relax.
Katie, what was your favorite show of the week?
See, I was gonna say Dynamite, but then part of me was just like, oh my god, SmackDown, because lightly, but Dynamite.
If you really want to, I will allow you for Xia Li, because you've been waiting to get kicked in the face for so long. And
yeah, I'm gonna say SmackDown.
I mean, you can say SmackDown, but as per the Smackin' Raw podcast, 2-1 vote, Dynamite was the best show of the week this week, ladies and gentlemen, because Matt Riddle wasn't fucking on it, and neither was Hook.
Neither was Hook.
You guys got anything else? This is the last show we're doing like this of the year. So you guys got anything you want to get off your chest and last comments for the year to leave our listeners with before our big super show end of the year recap?
Okay. Not to get a little too sappy or whatever, but I'm gonna get a little sappy. I just want to say that I'm just happy to be part of the team. I know I'm not here every week. My attendance has not been the best. I just want to say thank you to Katie for always being able to fill in. And I consider her a member of the family already. Whether she gets added to the site or not, that's totally up to like the powers that be. Thanks, Matt, for bringing me on. Like just being part of the show this whole year has just been great. Travis showing the growth on Spotify. Very encouraging. There's been some down days, some down weeks because wrestling hasn't been the best, pandemic and just content in general. But being on the show is honestly so fun to do, and just hanging out with Matt and like honestly, I just think it's funny that like since I left Smack Raw, I ended up working with Katie more, even though we were both on Smack Raw for like a cup of tea. So
I caught you at like your tail end though. That's not fair.
At the tail end, yeah. So, but I get to work with it, like one of if not the best things to come out from that podcast. So, Smackin' Raw has been able to give that to me, and it's just get to hang out with my friends. Like honestly, it's just been great. And so many nicknames. Pornhub Poppy has stuck. Daddy Delgado. Not only have they translated from the show, they're translating into my like everyday life. So like those nicknames are sticking around everywhere. And just
I gave you a new one and I couldn't remember what the fuck it was because you don't show up to work.
The Sultan Spit or Swallow.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, which by the way, I'm gonna have another Spit or Swallow coming, but like after the holidays, we're gonna do one for day one, and we're gonna do one of NXT 2.0 as a whole. So look out for those videos as well.
Well, while you're running off things, plug your shit, and then I'll let Katie say her final words and let her plug her shit.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously you can find us on social media at Smackin' Raw Pod. Matt runs Twitter. I run the Instagram. Go ahead and follow us there. Follow us on YouTube as well. Search up Creation World. If you don't know how to spell Creation World, go look it up on Google. It'll help you out tremendously. Follow me on all social media platforms at SES Vince. If you go into my bio on Twitter and Instagram, you find my Linktree /SES Vince, where you can find the Straight Talk podcast, where not only have I worked with so many great people from Get Show Podcast, Young Kings Wrestling, but the lovely Katie Kinsey Bebe and Matt Ritter as well, like one of my great friends. Like I've had so many fun podcasts. I have basketball podcasts over there. We talk basketball, Chicago Bulls as well. So if you're into that, that's definitely a place to go. Go ahead and subscribe, follow all that good chiz. I did a Roman Reigns podcast. So if you love the Tribal Chief and you would love to swallow anything Roman Reigns content, go ahead and check that out. We did a whole extensive podcast with Katie Kinsey, and we did a Pokemon podcast as well with Matt. And Matt, we might have to do another Pokemon podcast. I have like 2 Pokemon podcast ideas. Like we can talk some more. So if you like Pokemon, you like wrestling, you like basketball, you like other nerdy shit, go ahead and follow the Straight Talk podcast.
Katie?
Oh wow. Okay. I thought he was still going to go on.
I could have.
Obviously, thank you, Matt, for continuously bringing me on. It's weird that I became like like when Vince isn't here, like your go-to guy, because I didn't expect to. I don't know. This year has been like I've gone. Like, we're going. Oh, got my shit going. I'll save all my shit for later. But no, I love coming on here and like being basically one of the guys. That's what our Halloween Kills chat is. It's this. It's this show. Why are you throwing money at me, sir?
Yeah, because you're money. Sorry, I had $2 bills.
Allow her to have her moment like you had your moment. She wasn't making it rain for you while you were running your mouth.
Yeah, Vince.
Sir.
I don't have flowers to give you. That's why I want to give you
I'm
flowers.
Pornhub Poppy now. But no, I like coming on the show is always a joy, and like I get to meet new people through this, and that's why I'm so happy you continuously bring me on. You helped me get Warren for my show because you're a sweet talker, and like I got to work with Down for the Count, and those girls are fantastic. I've just like it's a complete 180 from all the shit I get to do because she leads. I take control. I focus on like women's wrestling mainly, and then like if rant here or there. I don't do the recaps anymore. So me coming on here is like I get to do recaps again. That's what I started doing on SmackDrop. So it's a weird like full circle moment. And like looking at where I started on this podcast with you,
where you barely talked.
I barely talked. I was timid. I was shy. You didn't bully me.
I don't bully.
You didn't tease me. I'll say it like that. And then I just happened to keep coming on. And I don't know what Vince is talking about with all this putting me on the website shit. No, I am not. Don't put me on your website. Don't do that.
Wasn't planning on.
I was just that throwing me through a loop. I was like, what the fuck? It was never a conversation. I'm just I don't want to say like a permanent like co-host, but like I'm a permanent co-host. I'm here more than he is, guys. It's okay. We could admit it. He's not listening right now, so like it's kind of true. But yeah, so like a big fucking thank you for literally having me on almost every week. For sure. Now I have to plug my shit, right?
Yep.
So I do next. At Katie Wrestling 13 on Twitter. If you go to the link tree in my bio, you can do all things She Lead Showcase. Twitch.tv/She Lead Showcase. Thursdays usually 9 p.m. Eastern. December is going to be weird, so don't hold me to that. I think we're going Wednesdays after next week. I don't know. YouTube, subscribe. I'm trying to get a custom URL. I think it's like 50. You guys were talking about it yesterday. It used to be 50 subs and you get a custom URL. I don't know if they changed it, but like I want one. Damn it. So subscribe. I have good content out there. Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. There's an Instagram. I keep up with it for the most part. I have Inside the Mind of. A new one drops on Monday with Mr. Warren Hayes. I'm very excited for everyone to listen and watch that. A new In the Crowd, the Chicago edition with Daddy Delgado, Jelson from Get Show, and Benji's bitch ass.
Bitch ass Benji.
Bitch ass Benji. I'm still mad about it to this day. Still
2.5 hours late.
Literally 2.5 hours late. We didn't end the podcast until 4 a.m. my time. I was pissed.
4:30.
It was close. It was about.
If we want to end this podcast, let her finish.
I'm almost done. Vince just keeps cutting me off. But I have all those shows out. New She Lead. I have ideas coming for the new year, so I'll talk about that more like the end of December. But I'll be back next week for this year-end review, Spit or Swallow show, of course.
All right. And I just want to say that if you guys want to hear me say nice things about these two, tune in next week because I'm going to save all the nice things I have to say about everyone for the next episode.
Fuck. Oh, no.
You can follow me on Twitter at my regulars at MATTRIDDER. Also, as Vince said, Twitter and Instagram, Smackin' a Raw Pod. We have the banner under which the Smackin' Raw pod exists, which is Creation World. You can find them on Twitter and Instagram at The Creation World. That's TheCreatia World. Also, creationworld.com, facebook.com/Creation World, where you can find all of the content that Creation World offers, including this podcast, Dungeons After Dark, Super Flash Year of Tomorrow, so on and so forth. You guys can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/SmackinItRaw. And for one last time, for Miss Katie Kinsey Bay, for
Baby.
I'm sorry. Let me for one last time, for the new Pornhub Poppy, Miss Katie Kinsey Bay, and the former Pornhub Poppy, but still Daddy Delgado, and the Sultan of Spitter Swallow, Vince Delgado. I am the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden Matt Ritter. We are Smackin' It Raw, the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub.
Later, y'all.